show coming at ya. We got the Pats and the Bills, and we're gonna see what we can do with them. They're 1-5. We are 6-0 going into this.
Matching hundreds. It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, from the home of the Bills since 1973, there's a look at New Era Field just outside of Buffalo, New York. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here come the Patriots getting ready on offense. They're led out by a guy who's done just about everything you could ever imagine to do in this league, the great Tom Brady.
It's been a lot of fun watching him develop in his career. But that will to win, he's had that probably since birth, and it transmits itself throughout his entire ball club. Watching him play, it can be an absolute joy unless you're on the other team.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it here. This is James White. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play. It's 2nd down. And now we take a peek at the Patriot offense.
I love the versatility of Marcus Cannon. He can play guard, he can play tackle. I think his footwork has really improved during his time in the NFL. He has one of the better backstories that you're going to get. This is a guy who was diagnosed with cancer, has beaten that, and now is one of the better players in the NFL.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. This is how they'll line up on the defensive side for Buffalo. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
On 3rd down, a run from White. White's got a 1st down and more. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. And he will finally be tracked down at the Bills' 21-yard line.
How about our reigning AFC Player of the Week, hot-footing it into the secondary on that run?
Yeah, nice long run. That's what got him the award a week ago. Maybe he's trying for 2 in a row here this week. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. First down, here's White. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
On the ground, this is Michel, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it with White. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. James White His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots drive right down the field
And he's
score
over
on the
the
opening
line.
drive.
Of course he's over the line.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been
gonna do a
scoring
little bit
first.
of
An ideal
advertising.
drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
With some
like
teams,
himself.
I script
Touchdown.
to probe in the early part of
You
the game.
beautiful human
Other teams,
beings.
I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. Commanding the offense will be the 7th overall pick of the 2018 draft. It's Josh Allen.
Sorry, I had to do some sharing
Line
and
of
throwing
scrimmage, the
this
31 now on
around.
first
So
and
let's
10.
get this done.
Here we go. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Allen. Throwing
Yeah,
middle, but
pushing
it's
him back,
incomplete.
pushing him back,
Cole
pushing him
Beasley,
back.
the intended target.
Don't let
And
him
that'll bring
get
up
on
second
track.
down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
All right, man coverage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up second and 10.
Let's go. Let's bring it.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon.
What the fuck is this slow prick doing?
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
T.J. Yeldon's not afraid to drop a shoulder or run through some tackles, is he?
Not at all. I learned it in his high school days in Alabama, then, of course, stayed in state to play at Alabama. He could do that there.
And what I think is best about him, and when he's really on top of his game, when he's a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker, I think he's strong enough. He's compact enough to break those tackles, but I think he's at his best at a shiftier weight.
Mike Popo. I don't even know why this team showed up.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Devin McCourty brings him down. Well, look now at our starting defense. Currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator?
Check
He
out
wants them
us
to
at
rush the
Rocky's
passer
Place
rhythm. He
on
wants the
Facebook.
quarterback on the ground.
Everybody,
They've got to create
Rocky's
some
Place
sacks.
on
And he said it starts early and
Check
often.
out.
We'll see if they can get to him. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Allen.
Yeah, baby.
They're going to get there. Down he goes.
Yeah.
Dante Hightower coming in for
He
the
ain't
sack
never gonna
from his
come back.
linebacker spot.
What do you
That
think
play
about
was the very
that,
definition
Jack?
of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was
Who
there.
told
In
me
a
that?
blink of an eye, that happened fast and a
Yeah, it
big
did.
sack.
I saw it. Happened to be sitting on the right guy, and I said, "Oh, he opened like a mother, though." Well,
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up the 4th down.
We're going to
On
go
4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it.
bring it back.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Block Edwards now to punt it away. Back deep for New England, Julian Edelman. And I don't think Edelman will be able to get to this one. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working.
What the fuck was that?
He's been working well towards 100 here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. They'll run for it. This is White. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Throwing now is Allen to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Allen throwing again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Allen, fine work by the Patriot D there, and it's 4th down. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here we are.
I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him.
He's love this.
Touchdown, New England. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
101 motherfucking yards.
That was a special return. And it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times where they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack by Michael Bennett, the native of tiny Independence, Louisiana.
Wow.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now. And this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something
You're
they can
damn
build
right,
on?
blind
They
squirrel
found some
finding more
momentum.
than
They found
that.
a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
She bang, I found the tree. I found an acorn tree. Done living in it now.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to
living
punt it
in it
away.
now.
Oh, over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So here are the Patriots to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a give to White. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down in defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Better break. You better break. I'm letting you know right now, you better break.
They go right back to White here on first down. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown,
Yeah.
New England.
You see him
James
roll around
White,
and
his
skip.
10th touchdown of the season, second of the game.
Don't believe
and the
and don't
Patriots, they
stop
add on to their lead.
now.
And always
Running
a good
that
first
mother.
half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
Yes.
And it
Love
never
it.
hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get
Just
some more. I can get some
keep
more.
getting in
And he'll
that
be encouraging his
fucking
offensive line to
zone.
create some space.
Gostkowski for the point after. And it's 21-3. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into this another time. I'm going to relax.